So far we have seen, how to identify a web element by using what? Locator. And what are all locators we have seen till now is tag name, ID, name, class name, link text, and parcel link text. So now we know how to use these all 6 locator as of now, and when to use what. Okay, so these are the different way to achieve, the identity of a web element. So whatever is good, you can use it. Okay, this is just a different way to identify and use it. Okay, it's not like you should use compulsory this one only, but yes, if ID is there, you can go for ID, right? Perfect. Now we'll see where to use CSS selector and what is the use of this, right? So we'll see with real-time example. So here I have 3 element. Okay, so this available element I have designed especially so that I can explain everything on this small web element, and you will be able to understand easily how to use what and when we should go for what. Okay, so let me give you a brief explanation. Okay, so here now we have seen how to identify this link by using ID, name, class name, then tag name, then link text, partial link text. Perfect, everything we have seen for this link. Okay, perfect. Now I want to identify this text box. So I'll just go this text box, I'll inspect it. Once I'll inspect it, I'm able to see what is HTML tag. So input. Okay, input. What is the attribute? Type is equal to text. So here no class name, no name, no ID, no name. First of all, no ID, no name, no class name, no text, no link text, right? For this one, yes, but input HTML tag is there, right? But tag is again 2 tag is there. Okay, so if I want to identify this one, so anyhow so then if I'm using find element, it will give first. But if I want to identify this one, so again I can't do as of now. Whatever we have seen in that locator, by using that locator we can't see, right? So this is not possible as of now, because let me go for the first example. This will be very easy for you to understand. Same thing. Okay, so as of now what, so we have 2 inputs, so we can't use, we don't have ID, don't have name, don't have class name, don't have text, link text, don't have link, so that I can use link text or partial link text, right? So now what I should use, the question, right? So here if you'll see, I want to identify this text. Okay, so as of now whatever we have learned, you can't identify. Okay, you can identify this username by using this input HTML tag, because only one input in a starting, and if you are using find element, it will return the first web element as I discussed, right? But okay, this is first one. Now if I want to identify this input password, then by default it will give first only, right? So let me try with basic, then we'll see why we should go for other thing. Okay, so I'll just try to identify this password field using input HTML tag. So let's go ahead in the program again and we'll see. Okay, so I'll just disable this. Okay, I'll just try to copy same thing. Okay, and just so this time I just want password field I want. Okay, password field. Okay, and I want to perform password, I want to paste something, I want to pass something. Okay, pass dot send keys, I want to pass something, Pankaj, something, you can pass anything. Okay, I need to identify that password, right? So how to identify this? So I can use tag name. So if I use tag name, let's see what it is doing. Okay, so I'll use tag name because only one option is there as of now. Okay, by dot tag name. What is the tag name? So input, fine. But if you'll see, so how many inputs are there? Two inputs are there. So by default, say, if you are using find element method, so it will return first web element. So it will, instead of I'm trying to pass in password, it will pass in this username text field. Let's see, let's run and see. So I'm just trying to identify and I'm trying to pass in password field. Okay, but it will pass in username field. Let's see, because it will give first web element. Okay, first matching node only. So see, Pankaj, so it is giving in first, but my requirement is what I want to paste here, not here. Okay, so how to do this? Okay, how to do this? Perfect. So we'll go this. So now you will understand where to go, okay, and what to use. So as of now you can't use id, name, class name, text, link text, and partial link text, right? So now here you can use css, where I can't use id name, class name, text and link text and partial link text, and tag name also I can't use because multiple tags are there. Here only two, but if you'll go for application label, big application label, multiple tag name will be there with the input. So it's not possible to use tag name alone, right? Perfect. So I can't identify this password as of now. So how to identify? So for that concept css came, okay, css. So anyhow we are going to study in very deep css. We'll see all the css selector, what and all things are there, and what are the different way to use css selector. We'll see a separate lecture, but as of now what is my motive is how to use here, how to identify this by using what other technique. As of now we don't know, so I'll use here css. So css basic syntax is basic syntax of css is you can pass html input tag, okay, so I'll just write it somewhere so that you can able to see. So this is just HTML tag, open bracket, okay, attribute is equal to, you can pass the value, okay. This is the basic syntax of HTML CSS. So HTML tag and attribute is equal to value, okay. So I'll use the same thing to identify this text field password, okay. So as of now I'm trying to use tag name. I'll not use tag name, I'll try to identify by using CSS. So see, if you'll see, attribute is here, type is equal to next, here type is equal to password. So I can take input HTML tag input. So let me here control F, I can use control F, so here I can find it out. I'm using Chrome, okay. So here I'll just write input. So how many matching node? If you'll see here, it will give you 2 matching node, okay, 2 matching. So by default Selenium will give first username all of it. That's why when I'm trying to give password also, if I'm using tag name, it is placing the value in username text field only. So to resolve that, if we have multiple tag name with the same name and we don't have other input like id name, class name, then we'll go for css, simple. So I'm using what tag name. So this is the syntax of css. So it tag name, so I have given tag name input, then open close, attribute is equal to value. So what is the attribute? So type is equal to text type. If I'll take, so it will give username. I will be able to identify username, but I want to identify this password. So what I can use type is equal to password. So I'll use here type is equal to, I'll use password. So this is very simple way. I'm just trying to explain you when to use what and how to use that, okay. So this is basic CSS selector which I am explaining now. We are going to learn a very deep understanding of this CSS. We'll learn about CSS, everything, whatever is there, okay, don't worry. So this is just basic CSS, like how to use it, okay. So when I'm not able to use id, name, class name, link text and text, partial link text, then I can go for, in this case, CSS, because here I can I can differentiate between these two elements by using new attributes. So type is equal to text, type is equal to password, yes. So I can go for password and I can able to identify. So I'll just take this, I'll use here by.css selector, copy, paste it, perfect. So now this time I want to paste where in password field, right? So I'll just run it and we'll see where it is passing. So this time it will pass in password field only, we'll see. So it will launch the browser, see, perfect. So it has passed in password field only, okay. So it is encrypted form because I have I have used password, type is equal to password. So if I am giving type is equal to password, it will be always decrypted, okay. So this is how it will work, okay. So if I can't use anything like id name, class name, text and link text and partial link text, but I can differentiate the two elements by using attribute, then I can go for CSS. So you can easily differentiate, and now you are able to understand little bit, right? Like when we said go for CSS, Okay, so when I don't have any other option apart from id, name, class name, and text, and partial text, and partial link text and link text, then I can go for CSS easily, where if attributes are different. Okay, now we'll see next lecture when we should go for XPath, and if you are stuck, if you are not able to use CSS, when we should go for what, and then what is the next, right? We'll see.